Okay, next question.
How does it feel to be in a relationship where the other person is not non-binary as an enby? You're my first relationship, so I don't have anything to really like compare it to in terms of like actually being in a romantic relationship with somebody else. Since I did have like expectations and stuff like that, I always saw myself as getting into a relationship with a queer person. I never thought that I'd end up with like a cis person. At first it was a little difficult because I felt like it was hard for me to kind of like relate to him. Body dysphoria, misgendering, deadening, all that stuff like that. You don't really have to deal with that like ever. Trying to like explain how it feels, I felt it was kind of difficult for me at first. Because I also didn't want to like overwhelm you at the same time with like everything.
But then again, also like I wanted you to tell me. I know that I'll never be in the shoes of somebody who would be like having to go through those things. The knowledge and the know-how is a lot better than just going in blind.
So the second part of this question is, do you have any words, or I guess words of advice for those who struggle to date a cis person, like a non-binary person, or I guess a trans person dating a cis person? You have to determine before you enter the relationship with this person if you have the emotional capacity to be a teacher for this person. You're gonna have to do some level of like teaching and like mentoring, and you have to determine if you have the patience and then like also just the love for this person to be able to like go through that. If you're like a trans person who's been hurt a lot by a lot of cis people, then probably getting in a relationship with another cis person is not gonna be a good idea. It might be easier for you like emotionally and mentally to be with a queer person where you don't have to do as much explaining. It's a fine line that you have to determine for yourself. Because you don't want to overexpend your energy into teaching a person, because that's not what a relationship is supposed to be about. But then you also don't want to feel like you can't be yourself fully and you can't be understood by this person. If your partner gets like annoyed with you trying to go into like the details, stuff like that, if they're impatient, then that's also a red flag.
I like a small base of understanding of the queer community going into our relationship. And then it was just having Taj just took it to the next level where I can learn more things.
Has couple sex work been as much fun as you imagined? I never imagined it to be like fun. Like I didn't like start this to be like, yeah, we gonna have a world of time. Like no, I didn't like.
First of all, it took me a while to get into this. But that's like we can make that into a whole other video. Yeah, it's like a whole other video. But like in general, I didn't think it was gonna be fun. I think it was gonna be like weird at first. It's gonna be a lot of work, and then I thought like it's gonna be like worrisome because we have to deal with like a lot of creeps. But then after a while, I feel like it did become fun because it's just like we already mess around a lot, so it's just like might as well try and like get some money off it. Like
I'd say the fun part is that it's like you're doing it with someone that you actually care for and that cares for you. It's not like some random person off the street or whatever.
And it's also fun because you also get to like explore your partner's body more. You know,
you get to probably do shit you probably wouldn't normally do if there wasn't a camera on.
Yeah.
But the annoying part is like sometimes we'll just be starting shit like we're not planning to film, but then we're thinking like, wait, this is good content, and then it's like we gotta decide if we want to like stop everything, set up a camera, or if we want to keep going and just take the L.
I'm being 100% honest with y'all. Y'all know how hard it is to run and try and get a camera when your dick is hard and you like this close and you're like, I was just about to go in. It's like, get the camera, and you're like,
I'm embarrassed.
No, listen, man.
That's the only annoying part.
But it's like, fun though.
What are some of your favorite fetishes to enjoy together? I feel like in actual retrospect, we're not as kinky as people think sex workers are. We do very light BDSM. The main one that we do without really needing to like
get into like the mode where it's just like
is the daddy fetish, right?
Yes.
I need to get this on camera.
Yes.
All these years of me making fun of people who have this fetish and
call me
have
daddy.
Fetish.
And it's not what you think, okay? You weirdos, it's not like that, okay?
For people who don't know what that fetish is, I don't want to hear nothing from you, okay? I don't want to hear it.
It's not what you think.
Don't want to hear it. Go Google it and stuff
it's
like
not
that.
some weird Poco no Pico thing, okay?
Yeah. There's different levels to it, okay? So it's not like actually someone's father and son. We don't do that shit, okay? No. It's not like that. But we also don't have to explain ourselves. But anyways, there's different levels to it. I guess we're like in like the entry. Because I've had to deal with that from people. They'd be like, ew, but what about your father? And I'm like, I'm not saying father in the bedroom now. I've never spoken to you about it, but you know it, but you just didn't know the terminology for it. But I get into like a little space, and it's like little as in like headspace. I get into a space where it's like I want to be like coddled and like basically whenever you do like your baby voice and shit like that and everything.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, it's like I enter a space where now I'm just like I like being taken care of. Mine actually only happens when you speak to me in that voice. So mine doesn't happen because of me.
You guys want to hear the voice?
No. Wait, stop.
You guys want to hear the
Stop.
voice?
No, they don't want to hear this.
You guys want to hear the voice?
No, I don't think they have to hear this. Stop.
I'm gonna give you the guys a taste of the voice. So,
do you pass for a cis couple? If so, how do you break that barrier to keep your trans identity relevant?
this is more of a question for you.
Because everybody has to like wear their masks now. If I'm dressed like really femme, we pass as like a straight cis couple, which I hate. But then also it's like I like wearing my femme thing, so it's like I have to decide if I want to just like bite the bullet. But when I'm dressed masked, I feel like we pass as like a cis gay couple 50% of the time.
More than that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I want to say a solid like 70% of the time.
Okay.
30% are like Karens and stuff like that who like look at us sideways.
Yeah. I hate passing as a straight cis couple. Like people think that I'm like a woman. But I don't mind if people think that we're like a cis gay couple. That doesn't bother me at all. However, what if it's like close friends? I would want my friends to know that, hey, I am queer, I am non-binary, I'm not like a gay man or a gay cis man like some people might think initially. So it doesn't bother me if people initially think that if they're just strangers and stuff like that. But if they're people that I'm like close to, or if they're people who I think I might have more contact with, then it would be like important to let them know.
When you first met each other, was it with friendship intentions or I adore them and I want to be with them? Yo, when I first met him, I was like, I'm finna adore him and I'm finna get nasty with him. That was my first intention. I was like, yo, I'm finna ride this pony like,
excuse me. What? Nah, that's staying in there.
Oh, that can stay in the video.
Yes.
No. Okay, honestly, I wanted to be friends with Tosh first before I even tried to engage in a relationship because I wanted to like gauge how we connected as just people first before I was just like, can we fuck? Like,
honestly though, if we had talked a little bit and you were just straight up like, do you want to fuck? I probably would have. But I wouldn't have like wanted to pursue a relationship with you after that though.
yeah.
Like if you had brought that up, I'd be like, oh okay, just a fuck buddy.
I'd have just been like, hit it and quit it. Like that's what I would have been for you.
Well, I don't know about quit it, but
would have been hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. I would have been the one that was like, where is this going? And he would have been like, shit, I done told you already. I ain't want that with you. And I'm gonna be like, but you told me you loved me. And he'd been like, bitch.
shut up.
I'm a clown. Apologies.
With me, it was purely friendship intentions.
Friend zone.
I didn't friend zone.
I'm still in the friend zone, guys. Help me.
Mine was purely friendship intentions because, like, you're really nice and you're really kind. And it wasn't until that moment that I said before where I knew that you were interested that I was just like, hold on. It was that moment when I started to look at you in a different light of just like,
he was like, he actually kind of cute.
Let's set the record straight. I always thought he was cute. From the moment he messaged me, I went to his profile. I said, who this?
Who this? So all my pictures was like,
kind of cute.
Why? You still have that message?
Yes, I do.
Alright, we're gonna put it right here for you guys so you can see it.
16.
How did both of you learn more about yourselves and how you present/tackle gender roles in the subconscious matter, like mundane to intimacy? Or was it never existent and perfectly balanced as all things should be? Look, whoever wrote this, I love your Thanos.
When we first met, like started talking online, I was still in Taiwan at the time. This was a month or two after I had realized that I was non-binary. I was still kind of working through the case, so all this time beforehand, I was presenting as only mask. But as soon as I came to Taiwan, because it's not a very open place when it comes to non-binary people, when it comes to like presentation, it's still a very binary world there. I felt kind of trapped because I was like, okay, I've been presenting mask all this time and I've been tired of that because I felt like I couldn't express my femininity. But then because Taiwan doesn't allow you to be in between, I kind of went hardcore femme. And since I was approached by like a cis man such as yourself, even though he knows I'm non-binary and he knows that I identified as a trans man before, I know that he probably likes the femme side of me more. This was my thinking at the time. It took a lot from that time to finally realize that, oh, he likes my mask side just as much as he likes my femme side. So it's like,
If
he probably
not
likes
more.
the mask side more. I was kind of figuring out how to meld the two sides together, and I feel like I'm doing okay right now.
Gosh, just riding the spectrum. They got to their destination.
Essentially, I think you learned a lot about yourself because of me through like
I did.
exploration.
I
don't know if you
did.
want to get into details.
I learned that I like masculine features a little more than I thought. It's okay to not be in what society calls the norm. You can love somebody and be queer and be happy and just
That's it. There's nothing
that's
else.
it. Yeah, just honestly nothing else. Just be queer and be
Yeah,
happy
'cause,
and be loved. That's as long as we connect, like I do, like with Taj, as we connect on that level, and I can sit with you and have a meaningful conversation, but also have like a good joke. We can cuddle. We can like talk about serious things. That's what I like. It doesn't matter anything else. It doesn't matter how you label yourself. I just love people because people. Like, if you're a good person, if you're kind, if you are who you are, then I'm gonna give you some love and show you who I am. Well, people, it has been fun. It has been educational. Thank you all for your questions.
Those couples that I do that, like for the Q&As that I do,
Yeah.
like their kissing thing. I feel like these questions were really good. Oh, thanks questions. Thanks questions.
Thanks, question.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you, questions, for giving us your answers and letting us question them. So thank you for that. We really appreciate that. And we hope to get more answers from you guys soon. So don't stop being the questions that you are. Okay? We love you. Good night. Give him a minute question. I think the questions have a question for you.
Shut the fuck up. I'm done. This is done. This is done.
Bye.